Minutemen, why should you be training like a soldier? Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. This is an important topic we need to discuss today. And I'm speaking to Minutemen, the other M word, 2A stuff. Speaking to those kind of people. That people that think that they might go out and have to fight the fight. Versus trained military, foreign invasion, those kind of things. In a complete and utter collapse of society, civil war, revolution, whatever you want to call it, the people, the citizens, civilians out there that think that they are going to go out there and engage the threat in a combat situation. That's who I'm talking to today. I hope you're training like your opponents are, and that is a multifaceted conversation there. Training, as in tactical training, physical training, mental training, they all go hand in hand with your ability to fight and survive on the battlefield. If you're training every weekend, every other weekend, with your group, by yourself, whatever it may be, well, is that enough? I would say no. Why? Because they're training every single day, all day long. Because that's their job. They get paid to do it. We all have jobs. We all have families to take care of. We have all this other stuff that we have to do on a day-to-day basis. That's their job. That's what they do. They train on a regular basis, and they live it. We don't live it. But there are things that we can do to make up for the fact that we don't have the time to put into it that they do. Part of that comes from experience. If you're prior military, you may have that experience. Maybe even law enforcement, and not really, because it's a totally different situation. Law enforcement is not trained in combat operations. One thing to note about law enforcement is you look at law enforcement involved shootings. How many rounds do they fire versus how many hits do they score? Very low percentage. What are some things that we can do? Well, for one thing, you can get off the couch. You can get out and work out. Because if you think you're going to be boots on the ground, you better be fit. You don't need to be an Ironman competitor. You don't need to be a bodybuilder. But you have to work out. If you think you're going to do this, you have to take it seriously. I can't say it enough. Fitness, fitness, fitness. Mental fitness and physical fitness. Mental fitness comes along with physical fitness. It's very good for your mental health. It's very good for your physical health and your overall health. We, as Minutemen, need to be training as often as we can in tactics, squad tactics, individual movement tactics, weapon handling, all those things. First aid, medical, all the things that come along with it. Fieldcraft, bushcraft, wilderness survival, escape and invade, tracking, marksmanship, all that stuff. But there's something we can do on a day-to-day basis, every single day. We can exercise because it doesn't take much. You need the ground and your body, pretty much. And you can get really fit with just the ground and your body, maybe a chair to do dips on, push-ups, pull-ups, grab some heavy weights, curl them, press them, lunges, squats, calf raises, running, walking, rucking. See? Got my pack on right now. Just got done working out. Did kind of a variety today. I did upper body, a little bit lower body, and some rucking. There has never been a warrior on a battlefield that said, hey, I'm too fit. Our adversaries, or perceived adversaries, most people are thinking about fighting troops, organized, trained people. Not only are they tactically trained, but they're physically trained and they're mentally conditioned. There's a lot of adversaries out there we might have to go against. Maybe it's contractors. Maybe it's not the US military or the Chinese military, Russian military, North Korean military. I'll tell you what, you know who those contractors are? A lot of those contractors are former spec ops dudes and or grunts. They know their stuff. A lot more than most Americans do out there. Don't want to get you down. A lot of the emphasis that people love talking about gear. And speaking of gear really quick, I did that Condor video a while back. I forgot to mention this. It's a Condor Elite pack. I absolutely love it. Great gear. Check out their gear. Condor gear is perfect for the Minuteman because the odds are you are not going to be wearing that gear 24 hours a day for months on end and working in that gear professionally. But even if you are, I think it would still work. I don't doubt Condor gear would work in that situation. Is it as good as some of the other stuff? Maybe not. But check them out. Links in the description below. AP15 is your discount code to save yourself some money on some already well-priced gear. So check it out. We, as Minutemen and as prepared citizens, need to be doing more than we are, to put it bluntly. We need to be physically training. We need to be tactically training. And even if you can't gather with your group or get to the range or get out to the woods or whatever, I haven't been to a gun range in 20 plus years. We all train on private property and or public property. Even if you can't get out somewhere else and do that kind of training, you can do it in your house. You can do it in your yard. Depending on the situation. If you live in a neighborhood, maybe your neighbors are looking in, you don't want to do it in your yard. Odds are there's probably a place for you to do it. If you live in an apartment, okay, do it in your apartment. You can practice mag swaps. You can practice clearing malfunctions. Get a spent piece of brass, put it in your rifle, simulate different weapon malfunctions. Practice clearing them. Make sure you're not doing it with a full mag though, okay? Don't be stupid. Be careful. Be safe. You can practice movement in your apartment. You can practice low crawl, high crawl. You can practice going to the ground. You can practice CQB, going through rooms. There's a lot you can do, as well as the physical training side. Push-ups, all the stuff I mentioned before. Flutter kicks, sun gods. Yeah, I love those in dive school, where you go like this, you make the little circles, and you do this, and you do them above your head, and then backwards. Yeah. Going through dive school, we used to stand out there and do it until the sun came out, if it was a cloudy, rainy day. And yeah, that sucked. Fitness is key. Make sure you're also taking the time to do proper weapon maintenance and upkeep, inspecting all the parts of your weapon systems, cleaning them, keeping them lubed, taking care of them, looking at your spare parts that maybe you carry in your equipment. Make sure, hey, that last training session when I was hitting the ground all the time, did I bend my spare firing pin? Look at your gear. Is any of your webbing starting to fray? Are the buckles cracked? Is anything looking where it needs to be sewn up? Do your repairs as needed. Keep your stuff ready to go. Speaking of ready to go, keep your gear, your Minuteman gear, in a staged location ready to go at a moment's notice. I have my boots and socks next to my battle belt, next to my plate carrier, next to my rifle, next to my helmet, all my stuff good to go. Oh, and all that is sitting next to my pack. I have a day pack, I have an intermediate pack, and I have a long range pack. And in that same general area, I have my long range patrol chest rig and my little micro chest rig panel, as well as my handgun, and actually a variety of these, depending on the situation, what I feel, which one I feel like grabbing and going with. This stuff needs to be pre-staged. Forgot one thing. In that same area is my clothing that I'll be wearing in that situation. Camouflage? No. Earth tones. The fact is, we really can't be training at the level that our perceived adversary is. Nor can we be as well equipped as they are. They have training, they have physical fitness, they have a support system, they have full auto, they have suppressors, they have SBRs, they have night vision and or thermal, they have full body armor, and a lot of experience and mental conditioning to go along with it. So what can we do? Well, we can do the best we can. But what that means is not letting a day go by without training yourself in some form or function. Physical fitness, physical training needs to happen every single day, 6 days a week. Take the Sabbath off. I do. Weapon manipulation, dry firing, every single day. CQB, every couple days. And anything you feel weak on or need to brush up on, you can do it in your apartment. You can do it in your living room. You can do it in your basement, your attic, whatever, your front yard, side yard. You can go to the woods. A lot of people are still in a situation where there's national forest to go to or state forest where they can go to and shoot. Even if you're not shooting, put all your gear on and go ruck. There are ways that we can train. We have to get ready. If you think you're even have a chance to go up against those guys, well, you better do everything you possibly can and encourage those around you to do everything they can. Speaking of that, if you don't have a group, you're dead. There's no way you're going to go up against these guys by yourself. Now, when things go south, are you going to be able to meet up, link up, group up with others? Maybe, maybe not. The time is now to get your groups. The time is now to get your crap together. The time is now to get physically fit, mentally fit, and ready for the fight. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. And blessings to you and yours.